Hello, and welcome back to my programs dev stream of RP-1 for hopefully more than 12 minutes. I'm not quite as sleepy as last night. Cool, so we did our film recovery, which we did basically just for science. Building the plane. It's going to take a little while. Why is it taking 81 days? I thought I... Yeah, okay. Oh, it's a max of 15 engineers. Okay. Well, that's fine. Okay. So we've got this. Got this. Well, we can certainly do it in 3 years. So I'll take it just to get it off the list of contracts. And this. Okay. Let's look at the mass required. Memory serves. Nope. That's not it. Okay, this was the thing that I used in my last campaign. To do the 3,000 kilometer downrange contract. Its dimensions are 20.5 meters, and it only masses 15 tons. Okay. Okay, I guess we can do downrange then. presuming that I already have all of this from space. Low, which I do. Okay. Hello, Joe. And yeah, we don't have better yet. Or avionics or science or anything else. So. Oh, I don't have supersonic wings yet. Okay. I'm gonna need them anyway. Oh, I don't have the funds though. Thought I had. Why did that fail? Hey, NorCal. Good. I'm just confused on why. Yeah. So my funds decreased just slightly at the wrong time. So I'll put everyone back. Look at our budget. We are day positive, so. Wait a few days to get the money we need. Think that's enough? Oh, I'm glad it's informative. Yeah, the first couple episodes, Maximo was along as well, and also had a ton of stuff to say about this stuff. So that he was going to try to get on the next episode, but not tonight because he's actually going to sleep at a normal human hour. Let's unlock. Oh, it uses the AJ10 config. Interesting. That's interesting. So we're at 63.66. Let's see what we get for making that change. Okay. Guess we need a fourth engine. I mean, or we could try to overburn it, but that feels risky. I mean, they're both risky. Let's examine the risk. 0.9645 times so there's a 13.5% chance of ignition failure if I have 4 of them. Whereas there's probably a what actually is the okay, so it doesn't have a tested burn time. So the fact that we're literally burning it double, that's going to be real failure. So I guess we do need a fourth. That's very annoying. Okay. I mean, any time I'm streaming, I'm sort of doing a tutorial-ish thing, because I explain pretty carefully what I'm doing and how to use all the new features and all the other stuff. And I've been playing this for since I first started making it, which is to say, what, 7 years ago. So I know it pretty well. All right, so let's sim it and see how it works. Did I remember to take a screenshot of course I didn't. A screenshot of the light parameters involved. I apparently did not. But we'll guess them. Edit. Let's try that. That's a total guess, but we'll see how it works. Now, crucially, we need to be on our final pitch well before burnout so we can spin up slightly. Oh. Lol. Block controls because we didn't have avionics. Okay, so this is one of the very, very few times that I'm going to re-enable the don't reset throttle option in MechJib. Settings. Okay. This actually looks a lot like a Hermes now that I think about it, which itself was basically Bohr and Wasserfall derived. Away we go. Probably want to have spun up a little more than this. Maybe not. I don't know. Hard to say. Yeah, we're at 30 RPM. Maybe I should have spun up to 60 RPM. Or sorry, we're actually rather less than 30 RPM. We're like 20. We deployed at about 25 RPM. We're now down to about 20. Or, well, about 25, sorry. Unclear if that was actually the correct flight path. We might have wanted something more like 38 degrees. It's a little suboptimal because we had to pitch down so much so early so we could steady up for the last 20 seconds of flight, really. But we'll see if we got 3,000 kilometers out of it. Yes, we will get 3,000 kilometers out of it, so it's fine. Hey, Alex. I mean, in fairness, there's a lot of people who make RP-1. I started out making it, but a lot of people have contributed to it, and a lot of people are currently contributing to it. So it's definitely not a one-person show. Okay, so we hit 3,000 just as we re-enter the atmosphere. There we go. All right, so that's fine. I think I want a slightly higher apogee. That will give us a somewhat better suborbital trajectory. So I think I'll try like 37 something. But for now, it's fine. Oops, I didn't actually build it. Duh. Got all our engineers here. I mean, I made Real Solar System and then made Realism Overhaul to fit with it, and then wanted to play career, have an actually fun career mode. And it's, as I've said a bunch of times, it's heavily inspired by an old game called Buzz Aldrin's Race into Space, which you can now just play for free. Called if you go, I think it's like raceintospace.org. It's been released as freeware. So a lot of the concepts from RP-1 will be familiar from that. All right. So going to build 2 in case one of them fails. The usual RP-1 trick. Cool. So I actually need to subtract some science because I removed science on recovery. So this will take a sec, but I need to figure out from my previous streams how much the science on recovery was. Let's see, so I think it was okay, so it was a couple nights ago, but not the first episode. Let's see. So I'm still shooting off regular sounding rockets here. Oh yeah, and then I had to go out to Visual Studio and fix something. Okay. So that's looking reasonable. Right, because it was unguided, so I had to do the weird fin stuff. Apologies for the very boring screen, but I'm just about here. Okay, so I recover it, and how much science does it say that I get? It says PSP loads the scene. Uh, 8 science. Cool. So I need to subtract 8 science. Except it's actually 7 science because you start with 1 science now. So, oh, apparently we can only subtract 10 science. I mean, I guess I'll subtract 10 science. Hey, Squirrel. No, I was just watching my previous Twitch stream on another screen. Well, on the same screen, but not streaming it, which would have been weird. Okay, so let's remember that I'm actually 3 science ahead of where it says I am. Okay, that's bunches and bunches of stuff. How did I get so much science anyway? Oh, that's how, because I did a biosample. Oh, we couldn't afford to build a second one. That's fine. So interesting to see funds going up rather than down. Warping. Sure, I'll go a little slower so I can launch another science rocket meanwhile. That seems like a fair trade. And then I'll free up those 15 workers at the hangar soon enough. What did we just unlock? We just unlocked some node. Maybe not. I'm going to start working on supersonic flight next so we can get rid of the supersonic contracts because we'll get the J-57. Okay, so let's train for flight. Break the sound barrier. Oh, interesting. You can edit it even though it's prepped for air launch. Didn't expect that. Which, oh, that's set for high altitude flight. Yuck. Hey, where's the crew science window? That's deeply weird. Why is it not showing up? That's strange. Squirrel, how many of what you've done? I guess I'm gonna just edit the save then. And while I'm here, I'll give myself back the. Doesn't it say you've completed this contract X times? If it doesn't, we can just make an issue on the. Check the programs channel. I made a new repo you can make an issue on. Make an issue for that. Sky rocket. ship node, part, module, fuel tanks, geometry part module, habitat, sensor, process controller, jeb, core, variant. Hard drive, various experiments. Configure, there we are. What if I just delete the configure module? It should repopulate. Let's try it. There. Yes, that's fixed. Because it was on an option that wasn't available yet. Supersonic flight. Okay. Save it. Save edits. Hopefully that doesn't require... Yep, that requires another prep. That wastes 4 days and cost $309,000 for me being dumb, but that's okay. Okay, downrange, I think I want about 300 kilometers, 330, 50, that. Wait a minute, why is... There we go. That was interesting. Hotkey manager. It's per save? The hotkeys are per save? That's annoying. Also, why are we doing that? Let's try this again. Only this time with less atmospheric autopilot problems. now we're good. Okay, we are very laden. Oh, and we don't have our profiles either. Okay, now we can wait for the appropriate situation. We are very heavy because we're pressure fed, so. Hey, Pep. Awesome. I'm sure the people who are impressively fast at playing, given that I'm nowhere near orbit, will appreciate that crewed lunar exploration is ready to go. But yeah, we're rapidly getting through the stuff. I guess the only other thing to check is, Pep, I don't know if you've looked, I forgot to say this the other night when you were asking what needed to be done. If you look at the KSP log or the contract debug screen, you'll see there's a bunch of contracts that are erroring still, unless you've dealt with them. Like when I was checking for exceptions for when I was screwing with Harmony, trying to figure out why some stuff wasn't working, there were a bunch of exceptions still from contracts. Okay, I think probably the way we want to handle them is I don't know. Like, maybe they should just give you funds, but they should certainly give you less funds than they used to. Because, yeah, it doesn't really make sense for them to give you rep, because rep only affects subsidy. Doesn't really make sense for them to be in a program, because the program would never actually complete. And then you could never get out of the program. So I think there may be just not, like, program-free contracts that just become available. Okay, I guess let's just go for a speed record at 20 kilometers. We can go a little higher. Not much higher, but a little higher. We're not going to make it to Mach 3. I was hoping we'd hit Mach 3. We're not going to hit Mach 3. So instead, throttle back and just extend our time here. 15 kilometers, 20 kilometers, 600 meters per second. Seems fine. Max is, yeah, I think Maximal is still computerless. I guess I'll switch back to default. Yeah, he said eventually he was going to get sick of it and was just going to buy a cheap CPU to try to see if things would work. Am I going to land at the shuttle strip, or am I going to go for the main strip? Let's see. I think we have the energy to go all the way. Yeah, we're still at 18 kilometers and over Mach 1, so we have plenty of energy. Thanks, Pap. Yeah, I spent a very long time making this plane. Partly because I started with bare aluminum, and Dyson kind of gave me crap about it because that's the default and everybody does that. Even though like bare brushed aluminum is what it actually would have looked like. So then I went all in. Yeah, in fact, we have an excess of energy, as we always do. You provided that when you added the textures and limited recoloring of that new X1 cockpit. So you get partial credit for this plane, basically. Yeah, I really shouldn't be able to lower the gear at 500 knots. Oh well. Yeah, that's the one bit of sadness about this terrain, is that the bridge doesn't go all the way to... A bunch of those bridges don't go all the way to the main. Alright, this thing does have a much higher stall speed than my X-15 alike, so gotta be a little careful with this. I want to be no slower than about 80. There, and settle down. Not bad. Okay. Almost hit normal recovery. That would have been very sad. Okay, we got some science out of that flight. That's fine. And she's on leave, but didn't get any retirement bonus from the flight. Okay, 20 days to refurbish. Okay. So that's a repeat of what we just did. We get new staff from the science. What's our budget looking like? Not stellar. Yeah, I think we need to basically so we're paying 109 for research teams. We have 40 researchers. So that'll be 10 a day. I guess I can go ahead and add those researchers. Let's look in mission control. So experimental rocket planes. thing, do the thing. Set of 4 contracts, launch a... Yeah, I don't see anything about number of completions there. If I look in... Oh, we should really change the sort order of these so that they mirror the sort order of the programs. If I look at X-Plane Supersonic, this one says this is a series of 17 contracts of which X have been completed. And I assume the same for Suborbital. Oh, no, it doesn't fully describe it because the requirements aren't met, probably, is what's going on. But yeah, Supersonic shows it. Okay. So we'll get more biosample there. Pull it out. Launch. Okay, so how expensive is training? That's fine. So I'm training 2 astronauts. But it's only 1 training course. So that's why. That's not unreasonable. Yeah, Squirrel, that is an interesting point of whether programs should just list all the contract requirements. But yeah, I thought CMAV was, I guess CMAV got partway through doing that, of saying whether it was met or not, rather than saying the progress met. Right, I think saying it was a quite get there. Okay. Whoa, we didn't actually make it all the way to space. That's sad. Well, we'll get high altitude biosample, I guess. Success. Got another 4 science out of that one. Feeling very rich in science. Pap, I went Vanguard last time. I think I haven't done Juno in a while, so I think I'll do that. Which means we don't need any of this. You need this. 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 I guess I'll build another one of these. They're reasonably cheap and they give me a lot of science. Okay. Get to fly again. So go fast between 10 and 12.5. It's 320 meters per second. Squirrel, what's involved in going Diamant? I mean, my memory of Diamant is that it's mostly all hypergolics, but I didn't think that we had the engines required for it. Highlighting on that looks so weird. Feels like busted normals. Surprisingly low alpha for how high the wing loading is on this. We have a Vexen? I didn't think we had Vexen. All right, that is the requirements met. So now let's climb. Yeah, where is Vexen in RO engines? Just have to stay above 350. Whoa, that's... All right, that's too much alpha. Okay, so I guess that's our ceiling, basically. All right, let's try for a reasonable amount of climb. Does anybody recall offhand what the altitude limit of this thing is? I know the X2 is 75 kilometers, but I don't remember what this is. 40 or 35 or something? Yeah, you know what? Let's go for a zoom climb, sure. Get a little more dynamic pressure. It's 30? Okay. Then I guess we're not gonna do that. Don't think I want to push my luck. So we're just hanging out at Mach 2. You know what? I haven't landed at this runway in a while. Try landing on this runway. Okay. No longer getting the science, so... Yeah, we'll overshoot. Guess I will. Land at the other runway, it's fine. This time we're coming in a little hot. Another successful flight. Got 5 science out of that one. Mm-hmm. 415 kilometers, sure we can do that. And still got mission training. And roll that out. Yeah, I would expect the part to be in a mod that isn't an RO. It'd be cool if it was an RO engine. It was. And you know what? I want to fly this mission now. So we'll be 3 days late for the flight. Did get oh, I haven't even right. Altitude record 8. Okay. Where is our downrange? And quick check. Yes, this has the cockpit upgrade. So good I prioritized it as I did. What do you mean launch complexes without a launch pad? I mean, the hangar is technically a launch complex, but yeah, I doubt it's BDB. I would assume it's, there were a couple mods that were like compatriot mods to BDB that, I mean, one I think you were using for British stuff. And I assume there was another one for, yeah, there's KNES, K-N-E-S, opposed to C-N-E-S. And that's probably what it was in. And that sadly is not open license, so we can't just use it. Okay. I think I decided I wanted to change that a little bit. We'll do 1 degree because I kind of want to stay on this trajectory. Oh, interesting. Okay, maybe it is in BDB then. All right, let's do this. Taken, there should be two news. If you can put a screenshot in Discord, I'll take a look. But also there's this. Let me spin up slightly. And I want to be about here. Okay, now that I'm no longer watching my burn times like a hawk. So there's this line with new, and then there's this line that has new. And you're saying you only have the... What do you mean they're under other... So this is the LC line. This is the pad line. The pad will be named probably the same thing as your LC. Unless I'm really confused as to what you're talking about. Yeah, that looks fine to me. It looks like you have a pad named LSR-LC. You have a launch complex named LV-LC-1, and then under that you have a pad named LSR-LC. Yeah, so the hangar has no pad, but every other launch complex has one or more pads, and that's the second row here. If you want to make a new pad, you can make a new pad here, and then you can have multiple pads associated with a single launch complex. Yeah, that's always how launch complexes have worked. When you make a new launch complex, it will name the pad to a similar name to your launch complex. Either the same name or that and then A or something like that. You probably hit the wrong rename and didn't realize that you were renaming the pad instead of the launch complex. No, I don't want to be... Come on, good. Where the heck? Go away. Distant object. There. Anyway, let's warp. All right. Yes, so we're doing better than we were before. So my guess is that I was a little overpitched before. Okay, we hit 3,000 kilometers and a bunch of records. Speed record, 3 km sec, 4 km sec, 5 km sec, 400 kilometers. Why is the... Oh. Yeah, it's because I didn't regenerate the contract. Okay, let's see if we hit some other kind of speed record. If it is in fact using a pad from a different LC, then that is a deep concern. And I would very much like to see your save. So if you can upload your save, I'll just take a look at it. Yeah, I might have bugs in dismantling, which is why I'm interested. Okay, we can now complete our first program. Suborbital rocket development. All goals completed. Complete program. Are you sure you want to complete this program? That gave us 90 rep, which feels a little low, but we did take 3 years out of the 5 years we were scheduled to. So I guess that's fair. So I can either do this. And that's gated on the advanced bio, which, when does that unlock? Very soon. But the real question is, what's the requirement for that? Orbital rocket research. Oh, but it doesn't say how many times you have to complete it. It's just complete contract, just complete the first contract. All right, that's fine. So, question is, do we want some rep for free? We'll get some rep nearly for free, which I think I want to do because it's not like I can complete first orbit very soon. So might as well just take this program. If I take early satellites, pretty sure the only stuff early satellites gives me is satellites. Yeah. Okay, this requires first solar powered. Okay, so this program sticks around until solar power. Thank you for sending the save. Take a look at that after the stream. Yeah, and this program lasts 5 years. Okay, so we're talking about basically a year to research advanced bio. Meanwhile, we will be able to do some stuff. Early Satellites does give 150K per year, whereas the other gives only 60K per year. But it is concerning that sort of be locked in for a year. But like on the other hand, we're pretty far away from first orbit, right? Like we're not going to get first orbit until down here. So there's a ton of stuff to research meanwhile. So yeah, I guess I'll just take the other sounding rocket program. I'm not sure whether that's correct or not. Conveniently, we've already done 2 of those contracts, even though it doesn't count. Okay. Oh, you have to take sounding payload along that. But that's fine because we only have to get to 100 kilometers. So we can probably still get away with using that pad. Anyway, that does it for me for tonight, though, because it's late. So thanks everybody for watching, and I'll catch you next time. Bye.